thinks more highly than I do of the patriotism, as well as abilities, of the very worthy gentlemen who have just addressed the House. But different men often see the same subject in different lights, and therefore I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to this gentleman if, entertaining as I do opinions of character very opposite to theirs, I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. Mr. President, men are apt to shut their eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of that siren till she transform us into beasts. Is this the part of wise men engaged in a great and arduous struggle for liberty? Are we disposed to be of the number of those who, having eyes, see not, and having ears, hear not the things which so nearly concern their temporal salvation? As for my part, whatever anguish of spirit it may cost, I am willing to know the whole truth, to know the worst, and to provide for it. I have but one lamp by which my feet are guided, and that is the lamp of experience. I know of no way of judging the future than by the past, and judging by the past, I wish to know what there has been in the British ministry for the last 10 years to justify the hopes that these gentlemen have been so pleased to sell themselves in the House. Is it that insidious smile with which our petitions have been so lately received? Trust it not, sirs. It will prove a snare to your feet. Suffer yourselves not to be betrayed with a kiss. Are fleets and armies necessary to work of love and reconciliation? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. These are the implements of war and subjugation, the last argument to which kings resort. I ask the gentlemen, what means this martial array, if not to force us into submission? Can gentlemen assign any other possible motive for it? Hath Great Britain any enemy in this quarter of the world to call for the accumulation of such armies and navies? No, sir, she has none. They are meant for us. They can be meant for no other. They are sent here to bind and rivet us upon those chains the British ministry have so long been forging. And what have we to oppose them? Shall we try argument? Sir, we've been trying that for the last 10 years. Have we anything new to offer on the subject? Nothing. Sir, we've held the subject up in every light of which it is capable, but it has all been in vain. Shall we resort to entreaty and humble supplication? Let us not deceive ourselves, sir. We have done everything that could be done to avert the storm which is now coming. We've supplicated, we've remonstrated, we've prostrated ourselves before the throne, and implored its interposition to arrest the tyrannical hands of the ministry and parliament. Our petitions have been slighted, our remonstrances have produced additional violence and insult. Our supplications have been disregarded, and we've been spurned with contempt from the foot of the throne. There is no longer any room for hope. If we wish to be free, if we wish to preserve inviolate those inestimable privileges for which we have so long been contending, if we mean not to basely abandon this noble struggle which we have vowed never to abandon, we must fight. I repeat it, sir, we must fight. An appeal to arms and the God of hosts is all that is left us. They tell us that we are weak, unable to cope with so formidable an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Will it be in the next week or the next year? Will it be when we are totally disarmed and a British guard be stationed in every house? Shall we gather strength by irresolution and inaction? Shall we acquire the means of effectual resistance by lying supinely on our backs and hugging the delusive phantom of hope till our enemies have bound us hand and foot? Sir, we are not weak, not if we make a proper use of the means which God hath placed in our power. 3 millions of people, armed in the holy cause of liberty, and in such a land as we possess, are invincible by any force our enemy can send against us. And besides, we shall not fight our battles alone. There is a just God who resides over the destinies of nations, and he will send friends to fight our battles for us. This battle is not to the strong alone. It is to the active, the vigilant, and the brave. Besides, sir, we have no election. If we were base enough to desire it, it is now too late to retire from the contest. Our chains are forged. Their clanking may be heard on the plains of Boston. The war is inevitable. And I say, let it come. I repeat, sir, let it come. It is in vain to extenuate the matter. Gentlemen may cry, peace, peace, but there is no peace. The war is begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brothers are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? Is that what gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God! I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty, or give me death!